You have now entered the championship mindset. I want you to join us on a journey of excellence, let go of your fears, and reach the best you. That's what we're doing on a daily basis, and that's the championship mindset. That's the essence. Now let's talk about game theory. Game theory has really driven me as of lately in my ventures. It's been the thing that kind of gives me confidence in a multitude of situations. I, as a football coach, I've been coaching for 20 years, and I've developed my football philosophy, through certain examples and a foundation of hard work, a foundation of building the fundamentals, a foundation of leaning into strengths and moving players, moving people, in a way that allows them to explore their strengths and their passions, within a collective set of systems that allow us to reach, one goal. So as I'm coaching, as I've taken over programs that lacked success historically, as I've come into successful programs that maybe, just couldn't get over the hump of championship level, we've come really close, we're successful, but we haven't, crossed into that echelon of excellence, of championship, caliber, of greatness, in a real, I've attained that pinnacle. I've infused a little bit of that confidence using game theory. And there's 3 rules to game theory. There's 3 principles that will give you purpose, that will give you confidence, and will give you unlimited potential for improvement. So the first principle is have fun. And the way I've utilized game theory in a football coaching dynamic, in a leadership dynamic, really spans to how I use it in every interpersonal situation, and that is to have fun first. Find a joy in the gifts and the opportunities that are afforded to you. Find the jovial spirit. Find the happiness in the everyday interactions, in practice every day, in work every day, in waking up next to your partner, my wife, every single day. Every single day my kids wake up. Every single time I have to sit down and maybe do something that's tough, kind of open up this ability to do it without attention creeping to me, without this, I'd rather do something else, so I'm not going to do this with presence, with fulfillment, joy, passion. Remove yourself from that need to glorify everything you do and find glory in everything that you do. So game theory as a football philosophy allows you to first bring joy to the field. It is a game. It brings joy to the workplace. Whatever your game is, find a way to treat it as such, as another opportunity to practice, another opportunity to compete, another opportunity to achieve. On a schedule, on a calendar, on a hey, I'm going to give my all this day, but whatever happens today, it's not the end of days. It's not the end of the pursuit. So I can have failure, I can have success in a day, and bring the same amount of joy to that opportunity the next day. And I think you find that joy through the learning. That you find that joy through as I lay my head, there are things going through my mind that were interesting, that were impactful in my life, and you know, I'm resting my head, waking up to get back at it. And the players, the coworkers, the people that you have relationships with, if you bring that type of joy, it will bounce and come back just as joyous. It will increase that mutual joy. It will increase that mutual achievement and increase that mutual buy-in to get through the next part, which is to know the rules. If you're playing a game, the second rule, and the reason it's not the first rule is because you're not always going to be perfect. You're not going to, every day know what that parameter is. So you go based on this idea that I'm going to learn as much as I can. And the thing I'm going to focus on learning is the rules, the parameters, the spaces where I can't do this, I can do that. And I'm going to utilize, I'm going to lean in to quality foundational play in whatever that game is, whether that be football, basketball, whether that be sports across the gamut, whether that be workplace dynamics. There's a game being played between people. There's a goal. There are rules. What are the rules? Play within the rules. You'll find yourself having more success. And lastly, the third rule of game theory, the way I've applied it, and I've experienced 2 championships in the last 3 years, utilizing game theory as a philosophy, as a life philosophy applied through my coaching football. And that is absolute commitment to practical learning and incremental action steps towards improvement. The law of incremental gains, the principles of game theory, that I am going to adjust my actions based on data, based on outcomes, and keep moving forward, constantly shifting towards a more improved self, towards a more improved team. If you do that, success doesn't become an ability. It becomes a formula of effort and time. So if you commit to those 3 principles, you'll find yourself in perpetual growth. You'll find yourself actually realizing these potentials that are inherent in each one of us. So you get a group of people applying game theory. That group of people are going to completely become in tuned as a unit towards excellence. And individually, each time they grow, they elevate the collective. So game theory works everywhere in all little aspects of our life. And if you can kind of take this understanding from this channel that the championship culture permeates all the domains of your life, then you'll find that growth is the purpose that you were seeking. That is the motivating factor. That is enough. One of my favorite books, The Once and Future King, really has this idea as Merlin is teaching a young King Arthur the dynamics and the responsibilities of power, and kind of talks about this concept of motivation and what is moving you, and what Merlin imparts upon a young King Arthur is how inexhaustible learning is. The one thing that you can never run out of is this potential for learning. There are things that can wag you, and he gives King Arthur, a young King Arthur, these powers, and he uses them, and he kind of gets tired of them and moves on to the next thing. And Merlin expresses this: the one thing that people can never relinquish, that can never exhaust, is learning. So learning, I think, is the reason we're here. Learning is the reason to engage in action, and learning is the thing that will improve foundations and systems and build our foundation as a humanity and as societies wide so that we can reach higher peaks. So game theory, the essence of game theory is constant learning towards excellence, practical movements towards improvement, and finding joy in the pursuit. You guys enjoy the rest of your experience learning today and tomorrow. Get in the chat, ask questions. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Be your best self. Be a champion.